Hello everybody, dear music community. This is Michael Soldier 777 coming at you here. On this episode, I want to show a Petra ranking album. Where I'm ranking all 16 or 17 Petra albums. Um, for the sake of consistency, I'm going to be excluding the Petra Praise albums and the Two Gods from Petra album and the two classic Petra albums or CPR albums. Um, I'm sticking mostly or all entirely with the 1670 albums they put out. The reason being is because these songs were cover songs of praise songs or re-records of prior albums. Um, and even though the 1670 albums they put out, Bob Hartman wrote probably most of the material, probably 70% or 80% of material, and some of the songs were written by other people. But for sake of consistency, I'm going to stick with the 1670 Petra albums. So as you may know, Petra is celebrating their 50th anniversary over the past 2-3 years, where they formed in 1972 by Bob Hartman and a few other people. And he wanted to achieve he wanted to form a hard rock band. So through the years, as you may know, for a lot of songs and areas of their career, they've achieved this where they had a lot of songs are very guitar driven, hard rock, in some points metal songs. So let's get right to it. So let's rank the Petra albums. So coming at number 17, I'm going to include all those songs that are on various compilations and projects that are not on other albums. So therefore, I'm going to mention the songs. I Love the Lord, King of Glory Shall Come In, which is from Petra Praise. Song of Moses, Be of Good Cheer. The Holiest Name, Lovely Lord, from Petra Praise 2. The songs that Petra or Bob Hartman wrote himself. The Longing and Breathe In from Double Take. Also, there's some other songs from other projects. Who Do You Listen To? Don't Want to Fall Away From You, and Holy's Your Name. Also, the two unreleased songs from the classic Petra 1 album, God Is Too Big, and the other song I'm forgetting the name of. I'm blanking out on classic Petra 1. I think that was the greatest voice tune which he allowed Petra to use on their classic Petra 1 album, Back to the Rock. Back to the Rock, that's the name of the song, Back to the Rock. So that's what I'm forgetting. So I'm going to rank that one number 17 because I want to include all those songs from other projects that Bob Hartman wrote, or the band Petra wrote, for consistency. So that's number 17. Number 16 is I'm going to reference, my cat's behind the phone, by the way. It's kind of getting involved here. So number 16 is going to be Jekyll and Hyde. There you have it. Be good, buddy. At number 16 with a score of 6.8. This is a that's my cat there. This is a modern hard rock metal album. And it's a good album, not my preferred album from Petra. I mean, the title track Jekyll and Hyde is pretty good, and also Sacred Trust is a good tune, and some songs in between. Jekyll and Hyde number track 1, Sacred Trust track 2, and some songs in between are good. Gone are most are all solos, and it's a modern hard rock metal album, much like in the vein of Petra Reborn. And I guess some classic bands decided in the mid to early 2000s to put out a modern rock album, and I think they should have went back to the roots, put out a hard rock album with some solos and harmonies, which I thought would be better. But anyway, it is what it is. It's Petra, Jekyll and Hyde, and I rank at 6.8 at number 16. And there you have it. Next up with number 15 is Wash Is Whiter Than, which I gave a score of 7 out of 10. And by the way, all these scores are out of 10, by the way. So Wash Is Whiter Than from Petra. And I think around this time is when Gregor Volz started joining full time. And Gregor Volz is in their own right is a great singer. A lot of good songs on this one. I'm Thankful is a good song. Watch the Father Bother. Morning Star. Um, Taste and See is a good tune. Magic Words. Yeah, a lot of good songs in this one. This is they're probably one of the more mellower albums. I think they're striving for that adult contemporary market. Um, it's got a lot of ballads, but some of the ballads are quite good. Like Watch Your Father Bother. I think that's a great acoustic tune. Um, yeah, Petra Wash War, I think Rage Commit 1979 is the third album. There you have it. Next up, we have, let me see. So that was number 15. And number 14, we have Petra, the subtitle. A score of 7. Now, I mean, I could have flip-flopped between this one and Watch the Water then. Maybe should have put this one in, Watch the Water above this, I'm thinking. But both had the same score I had to put somewhere. This is a very, very good debut, not a strong debut. Um, I found somewhat inconsistent where it had banjo and it had some bluegrass and had other styles. For the most part, to me, it's a southern rock um, album for the most part, with some little bit of progressive elements on a couple tracks. I mean, Walking Light's a good tune. Wake Up's a good tune. Um, Get Back to the Bible, Gonna Fly Away, Storm Coming. That's probably the to me the stronger tracks in the album. Um, Black Side and Blues is a slow rock song, pretty good. There you have it. Petra debut, came in 1974. There you have it. Now that was number 14, and number 13 we have God Fixation. There you have it. A score 7.1. And it was around the mid '90s that Petra started losing me a bit with their music in the mid '90s, mid late '90s. God Fixation. This has some good songs and some not that great songs. The first two songs, If I Had Died for Someone and Hello Again, I gave them a 5 out of 10. Those two songs, not the best songs in my opinion. They're okay, not great, but um, A Matter of Time, that's a good hard rocker. Um, Following Up, not bad. Over the Horizon's not bad. God Fixation is a title track. It's okay. It's a bit disjointed to me. It's okay. Um, Set for Life, not bad. Magnet of the World, good tune. Shadow of Doubt, St. Augustine's Piers, good song. That's probably one of the better ones on the album, and the Invitation, good song. So to me, the stronger tracks in the album is A Matter of Time. Um, I believe Matter of Time, St. Augustine Piers, The Invitation, and I think Magnet of the World is a good tune as well. So I mean, there are 4 songs stand out to me, but the rest is sort of sixes and sevens and fives. Okay, not great. There you have it. Petra got Fixation and gave up and score 7.1. Next up we have, that was number 13, and number 12 we have Back to the Street from Petra. There you have it. And this is the first album that featured John Slitch, and also the first album to have the talents of Dino Gianfante on the album. And to me, where John Slitch has been singing for 4 or 5 years and joined Petra during this period around 85, 86, his voice at some parts seemed to be a bit strained, whereas his first go at a professional recording. But yet is a pretty good album. Not the best one, but a pretty good album. I mean, you have pretty much all the first sides pretty good. Back to Street, You Are I Am, Shaking the House, King's Ransom, Whole World. The second side, where they start losing me a little bit. I mean, it does have some good songs, but not memorable songs. I think the highlights of the two songs are the two slower songs, Fool's Gold and Thankful Heart. They're pretty good songs. I'm not a ballad guy, but Thankful Heart is a pretty good tune, and it's short too, 3 minutes 17 seconds, so it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's a short song. But I mean, another Crossword Rumble cover, Alter Ego, the two rockers, not bad. But like I said, I mean, they not memorable. But I think my favorite songs in the album is probably URM and Shaking the House. That's probably two favorite songs in the album. So Petra Back to Street, and I gave that one a score of, when I find it here, um, 7.4. There you have it. Petra Back to Street, Community 86. Next up, we have the Beat the System album, which is number 11, with a score of 7.5. A lot of good songs on this one. It's a bit too heavy on the keyboards and the technology. It should have been much more of a guitar-driven rock album like the previous one. Not this one, and the one before that, more power to you. But they were going for a techno pop, techno polished, shiny album. And to me, for a hard rock band, doesn't work for me. As you may know, when Def Leppard tried it with Hysteria, and when Strawberry tried for God We Trust, a lot of fans prefer these bands to go back to their original hard rock metal roots, like Soldiers and Pyromania. Well, Petra did it with this album. I find when to try to treat that new wave, um, techno, techno um, style music. It's a good album. It has some strong songs. I mean, it has Beat System, Computer Brains, It Is Finished, Voice in the Wind's good. Gotta Get Rock and Roll with You. That's hit or miss for me, depends on my mood. Hollow Eyes, Speak to Scott, and Adonai. Adonai, I think, is probably one of the best songs in the album. Adonai. I think Adonai is least like the rest of the album. Adonai is more of a rocker and less on the technology, but they've released a updated version of that on the classic Petra, and sounds like it's a much better song. So there you have it, Petra Beat System, with a score of, I find it here, 7.5. There you have it. Not bad. It's good ranking. I would have ranked it lower, but I think it's more for nostalgia, where I'm trying to place albums where how I feel with the album. There you have it. Next up at number 10. Next up is number 10, which is, I'm going to find it here, Never Say Die. There you have it. And I gave that one a 7.5. I could have flip-flopped these two albums as well, but I put this one at number 10. So as you may know, Petra revamped as a band around 1980, and had a more consistent lineup as well, I find. And then maybe that's why I ranked it higher, because in 81-80, they had Greg Voltz on vocals, Bob Hartman on guitars, Mark Kelly on bass, and John Slick on keyboards. And I find that from 81-80 on, they're much more consistent musically and much more guitar driven as a band. I should say much more guitar driven, because their Come and Join Us was a really guitar driven album, but much more consistent, I guess, songwriting, what I meant to say. So Petra, Never Say Die, and so many songs too are played to this day in concert. So I want to mention that as well. I mean, you have Coloring Song, which is a good ballad, Chameleon, Angel of Light, with Helping Me Do Nothing. That's the first side. I'm not a fan of Killing My Old Man, but those four songs are good. And then you have Never Say Die, I Can Be Friends With You, which was a good, slow, bluesy rocker, moderate rocker, I Can Be Friends With You. Father of Lights is a good tune, and Praise Ye Lord. I think my favorite song is probably Chameleon, Angel of Light, Without Him We Can Do Nothing, and Father of Lights and Praise Ye Lord. And it's probably the better songs in the album. So Petra, Never Say Die at number 10, and I'm going to find the score sheet here. 7.5. There you have it. Next up, we have number 9. And number 9 is going to be No Doubt. Now, I gave this one a 7.9. Like I said before with God's Fixation, this album's going to start losing me a little bit for the next few years for Petra. It has some good songs. It sort of has sort of the remnants of their previous work in the early 90s, but yet it has too many pop songs. I'm not a big fan of too many pop songs. Um, I think 3-4 bells are too many, but there are some good songs. The first 3-4 songs are good. Enter in, Think Twice, Heart of a Hero, great songs. More than 1,000 Years, I gave that one a 7, I think. No Doubt, decent ballad. The Right Place is good hard rocker. Um, Two Better One, nah, not bad. Sincerely Yours is a slick keyboard ballad. Um, Think of These Things, that's probably the best song on the album. Think of These Things. That's more harkens to their classic era Petra from 1993. For All Your Worth's not bad. We Hold Our Hearts Out to You is a good ballad. So yeah, it's got some good songs and not so good songs. So I give it on 7.9. Like I said, that's when it started to lose me. That's when Bob Hartman decided to slack back from the band and stay at home and have a touring guitar player. They go on tour and where you want to raise a son, homeschool son. This is when Petra started. Bob Hartman started to approach a band or manage a band from an administrative point of view and a songwriting point of view, and less um, as a touring guitar player. There you have it, Petra, no doubt. All right, that was number 9. So I'm going to stop the video here for the sake of length, and I'm going to be doing a part 2, ranking Petra albums. And I'll continue on from here. Have a great day. All the best. Bye now.